Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. An observation. Isn't it strange how paranoia can link up with reality now and then? Something to think about. We are playing a Delta Green scenario entitled Lover in the Ice, and this is episode 4. It was written by Caleb Stokes. I'm your game master, and the recap will be given by Bill Mize. It's been my experience in dealing with Delta Green agents that they always have the fear in the back of their minds that they've forgotten something important or left something unaccounted for. There can be questions asked as long as the answers don't lead back to Delta Green. I'm not so sure in this case that the players are ready, but let's begin anyway. Our journey into the darkness. Bill?
Thank you, Tom. Those who don't love research, books, and artifacts will never understand that feeling when you discover something. When you open that box, pull that book off the shelf, wipe the dust off the antique, you're uncovering that which is new, but at the same time, very, very old. I'm sitting in the presidential suite, having a warm cup of tea and getting settled in. I'm surrounded by the contents of the green box, and I am finally alone and happy. I open the first item I touch, and it's a small trunk. It's been around for a while, I can tell by the rust. I pry open the lock and it gives up its contents easily. Probably because at first glance they are boring. I leaf through the stack of documents and find various maps of Chicago through the years. The first map is from 1910, the last map from 1924. Now, unless Abner Leibowitz was planning an extended vacation in the Windy City, I'm not really sure what I have. He seemed to be obsessed about finding all he could about the Chambly meatpacking building. He describes the building in detail, and he's marked the location on the various maps as the years pass. But he also noted that the structure seemed to disappear once you tried to get close to it. Interesting. As a surveyor, I assumed that Leibowitz had a sharp eye for direction, detail, and architecture, so I doubt that this is the ravings of a madman. But it could have turned from a curiosity to an obsession, as Leibowitz was dismissed from his surveyor job and he then decided to investigate the mystery full-time. Maybe this trunk is the sum total of that investigation. Speaking of mystery, the one at the house of Skip Mills seems to be getting weirder and more dangerous by the minute. I'm called to the house only about an hour after Belladonna, Curly, and Corky were summoned. I don't have a vehicle handy, so I commandeer a vehicle, and a nice gentleman drops me off, and I walk inside. Thank God he didn't get curious and come inside himself. Agent Nye gives me an update on how the side of Chemist's face almost got ripped off by Skip Mills' extended jaw. Agent Belladonna can't really explain how Skip's nana got flayed and cracked open like a walnut. And Agent Corky nor Agent Curly have any idea why there seemed to be something, emphasis on thing, living in the attic. Something which has now escaped. We have discovered something, and it's a different feeling than that of old books. This one starts in your stomach, and it makes you feel cold inside. It's that feeling, that cold, both inside and out, that leads me to believe that we must find a way to destroy the house, destroy the bodies, and do so in such a way that the neighbors and the local officials will think it an accident. We don't need any interference when we're going hunting. Hunting for whatever was in that attic and is now out among the good, unsuspecting people of LaFontaine, Missouri.
Okay, excellent.
Nice.
So, the last thing that you did is we all piled in the car. And where are you heading? You're heading back to the hotel? All right.
Yeah, I remember setting the timer on the microwave.
You did that.
Yeah.
I think you set it for an hour, maybe half an hour.
About an hour.
Okay.
Do we want to rethink that time to maybe a shorter time?
Well, you've already gotten in the car.
Yeah, we've already done it. Besides, I was thinking that, due to the weather, and by the time we get back, we should have plenty of time to establish an alibi.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go. I don't remember who's in my vehicle. I remember I had Nye and someone else. Oh, I think it was Curly.
1 second. I think I wrote down the vehicles. Or I wrote down the one I'm in, at least. I'm in the car with Chemist and Corky.
Okay, so then I have Nye and Curly. Here we are. Okay.
Right.
Nothing can go wrong. Let's go back.
Right. As you make your way down, you're in the suburbs. You make your way down a street. You turn a corner. You go down another street. You're heading towards the main road. I would like whoever's driving, whoever's not driving, I'd like you to do a spot hidden.
I think I was driving in our vehicle. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm definitely focused.
We'll just say that Corky is driving our car.
Okay.
Okay.
And so if you're not
If
driving,
you're not driving, do a spot hidden.
I got a 16 out of 60.
Nice.
and for this, we consider search to be spot hidden.
Search, yeah, search.
All right. I made mine 46 out of 60.
All right.
I fail my search at a 96.
Well, you're kind of drugged a little bit, so that's not surprising.
Happy pills.
Agent Nye.
Yes.
As you turn the corner, as you're going down the street, you've only gone maybe a couple blocks. Your head turns and you're looking, and there's another street going down away from you. And just as you go past it, so you get a glimpse, you go past it, you can see there's a police car down that street. Maybe 3 or 4 doors in. You don't see the cop, but you see the car and the lights are going.
All right. Well, I'll make that known to everybody that's in the car that I'm in. I'll also send out a text that we have a police officer in the area.
Now, does it look like they're putting up a blockade or a road
Just
stop, or
a single cop car?
They've been called out to a house?
Possibly.
Okay.
Does this warrant us stopping, or
No, just keep on rocking.
Yep.
It is within the 2 blocks of Skip Mill's house. So, all right. So you continue back to the hotel.
I'm just talking. If Nye and Curly don't object or don't say anything, I'm driving.
What if he's been called out to investigate whatever it was that escaped from Skip Mill's house?
We don't know that for sure.
And how would he know about what escaped out of his house? Now,
does anyone have the capability to monitor police band or emergency frequencies?
I was just going to suggest that maybe we can stop at Radio Shack and pick up a scanner.
Yeah, there's no stores open.
Oh,
Curly can
Shack?
read one.
Well, borrow.
Does Radio
Yeah,
Shack still
downstairs.
exist?
Do these vehicles have any kind of radio in them like that? Any
No.
kind of CB?
No.
They don't have anything like that.
The most you would have is like a handheld police scanner or something like that. I didn't know if anyone had one with them or
No.
had the capability.
Nobody's mentioned it, so no.
Yeah.
The thing is, if we stop to the police officer, that ruins our alibi of not being in the area when the house explodes. And I keep driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you arrive back at the hotel after about 20 minutes. And what are you going to do? Go upstairs?
Is it evening time? Where are we at?
What time was it? Seems to me like you're in mid-afternoon. Does that seem right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, last time I had written down was from the session before, and that was 5 p.m.
5 p.m. is
Okay.
when we got to the suite, right?
Was-
That's what I wrote, but I could be wrong.
This is the second day, correct? You
Yes.
went to Skip Mill's house in the morning.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
now Saturday the 7th. Yeah.
oh, I didn't know. Okay, I missed that then.
No, I thought this was still the first day.
I still thought it was too.
Let's
That's what I
Yeah, it is. We never rested. We were looking.
That's
for-
correct.
Yeah.
You had arrived early in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
I don't remember anyone getting tucked in or anything in the presidential suite. I think
You
we've been kind
managed
of
to-
going
you
No,
managed
you're
to-
nonstop.
quite
to be
right.
quite
Yeah,
honest.
you're quite right.
You managed to
I
get all the
actually
stuff.
remember that we were actively looking for a place to stay, and I believe
All
that
right.
the other group found the place while Kenneth and I were doing our initial investigation.
So, for the sake of
Is-
argument, it's just after 6 o'clock in the evening. It's winter. The sun has gone down. The sky is still bright, but it's darkening quickly. And
Is the hotel bar open?
yes, it is.
Are there people
And-
in the hotel bar?
A couple of people.
I am going to go and sit at the bar and engage someone in conversation.
Okay.
I would encourage other people to join me.
Yeah, I'm not much of a socialite, but I will head to the bar and
You know, even if it's just chit-chatting with the bartender or with ourselves
Well,
in front
also,
of the bartender.
let's grab some dinner, grab a nice drink, get
Yeah.
rested. We've
there any
still
I don't know.
got 10 boxes of stuff to
Yeah.
inventory.
Sorry, Mick, what was your question?
Is there CCTV in the bar?
What is CCTV? You mean like
Security
cable?
cameras,
Security cameras.
closed
Television.
caption. Yeah.
well, if that would be normal, I'd say yes. Probably.
Okay, I'm going to just scope that out and make sure that wherever I'm sitting is definitely in view of the security cameras.
I see. Establishing an alibi.
I'm definitely there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chemist might want to go back up to the room and change his dressing or something. I'm not sure.
That's right. You've got blood all over you, chemist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go up and change and then come back after.
All right. That takes you about 20 minutes.
Does anyone mistake him for Heath Ledger? On
No.
the way up there?
Because that would
For
mean
Claude
that you
Rains.
come back from the dead.
Too
Uh,
soon. No, just kidding.
I love Heath Ledger. Anyway, all right. So you guys are in the bar.
Steaks and
And-
beers.
You're drinking. Are you interacting with people?
Oh yes,
All right.
Not me. Nope.
I'm the life and soul of the party. All of a sudden,
Well, a question would arise then is, how are you handling your identities? Because are you just making up a name offhanded at the moment, or are you using the name that's on your...
I'm using the name that's on my laminate. or whatever they
that's,
give
that's,
us.
that's my legend. That's who I am during this mission. That's
Yeah, but this is just some waitress or some guy or...
Well, they rarely ask for your name. They tell you theirs and say, I'll be serving you, but beyond that.
I'll be giving them my Christian name first.
All right. Well, we'll say that, you're there for how long? You tell me.
7
7 till 8.
Well, yeah, we're going to sit there for at least as long as that timer was set.
Okay.
if not longer.
Well, it's come to the point where you figure that the timer's probably gone off.
All right.
I don't know if I've eaten.
You wouldn't hear it. It's
Yeah, I was going to
20
say,
minutes away.
Would there be like a television set, going off in the bar somewhere, maybe having the news on or whatever, but it's on silent?
No, there's no reception at the moment.
Okay.
Well, why don't we? Well, of
Cable
course,
lines
I come down and why don't we just look outside and see if maybe there's smoke or something like that in the distance. Then we can see if it came.
It's too far away.
It's about. Would you say it was about 15 minutes in this weather? So that's about what, like a 7 or 8 minute drive. It's not too far.
Well, could we see it from the top of the building?
Yeah, it depends on our vantage point.
Can we hear any sirens?
Do you mean from the roof of the building?
Well, how many floors is this hotel?
5.
Oh, okay.
This is a little town.
Maybe not then.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to get onto the roof anyway. It's frozen with 4 inches of ice. So anyway, you just assume that everything went down.
We just might have to check it out tomorrow. Circle back.
Sure.
I don't know. From a distance, see? Or just let it go. I don't know. It needs to have happened. I say as I eat more salad.
I say that we could swing there. We can swing by tomorrow morning, and if there's any questioning or whatever, we can say that we are looking for Skip. I think that was his name.
Yeah, Skip Mills. But that should also be ground zero for searching for whatever was in that attic.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
And remember, we still have to secure and inventory what was in the green box.
Yeah.
So
if we're ever questioned, we can say that we came from his work site. We were checking up on him. He didn't show up for work this morning, so he's been out for a few days. So we're checking up on him, seeing we can get a report from him about what happened prior and try to catch us up or whatever. So we can do it that way if needs be.
Should we catalog? Right. We can catalog tonight. Or
let's assume too that you've also had dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of hours have gone by.
As much dinner as we can hold down because of what happened earlier.
It's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Excuse me. We all have one room. Is that it?
You have a suite. There's different bedrooms in the suite, but it's one suite.
Well, that's good.
I'm not sharing a bed. I just want to make that clear right away. She looks around.
They're giving you your own bedroom.
Okay.
Sure. I'm fine with the couch if it comes.
You're welcome to the floor.
I'll wrestle you for it. Wait a minute. I'll arm wrestle you for it.
All right. So what are you guys going to do? Going to go upstairs?
I think she's good.
Sorry, I don't know that.
I wasn't talking to you, Alexa.
I'm sorry, but it's killing me. It's killing me to find out.
I don't know that.
Shut up. It's killing me to find out if the bomb went off. I think I'm going to drive over there and look.
Okay. I'm going to go upstairs and take a bottle with me, and I'm going to do some more inventorying. Look at the trunk again, and
I'll come along with you. 2 hours are better than one.
Yeah, I'll come up too because me and Nye have not seen this, so we might as well go and look up. Maybe we give some fresh perspectives.
Okay, so Curly is going to drive the car over and see if the bomb went off. The rest of you are going upstairs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay and go upstairs.
All right. Curly. It's dark. It's cold. It's snowing slightly. A lot of the street lights are out, so it's somewhat dangerous. But you manage to get within a couple of blocks of Skip Mill's house, and you can see the reflections of light that would indicate that the fire department is there. Okay? You can see that the blue and red flash or whatever you see off in the distance. So do you want to go closer or do you want to turn around then? And
I want to make sure they're on the same road.
okay.
So a block away, I guess, or whatever.
Indeed, you're pretty sure it's on the. When you get a little closer, you're still a couple of blocks. You know, you're not at that right at the house. You're at the down at the cross street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that there was definitely a fire. They've got most of it put out by now, but there's a lot of smoke, and there's still firemen trying to put it out. And they've managed, of course, to save the houses nearby.
Okay.
It didn't spread.
All right, great. That's all I needed to know. I just wanted to make sure it went off.
So you will be back at the hotel room about 45 minutes after they've gone upstairs.
Okay.
All right. So the rest of you come back upstairs.
Who is it? Me, Silver.
All of you, but
Everybody but Curly.
Curly.
Oh, just Curly went. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you've arrived back upstairs. What would you like to do? You've walked into the apartment.
Catalog. Actually, no one minds. I think Agent Belladonna will go take a shower first, and then join them.
I think, that's not a bad idea. Yeah,
Apparently, no one wants to take a shower with you.
No.
Let us say there are 3 showers in this suite.
It's a woman's virtue. Anyway, yeah, no. I think that's definitely something she would do, and especially, well, not that maybe people have caught on or not, but she's definitely the germaphobe, so she is just itching to out of his clothes, shower, and then come out, and then help catalog whatever's remaining.
Okay.
That's my plan.
All right. So Belladonna's taking a shower. Nye, you're taking a shower.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Anyone else?
I'll wait till later. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a drink, and I'll go back to item number 1,
Okay.
the trunk with the Chicago maps and
Well, to clarify, what it seems, as you say, he had an obsession with this. It seems that there is a building. It's actually rather distinctive reddish building. It's a red brick building. And there are photographs taken from various points in the city where you can see the building. It's definitely there. But he is unable, in all cases, to find a street or road that leads to it.
okay.
They all lead nearby, but when he turns a corner where it should be, then there's no building there. And since he's a surveyor, it's kind of driving him bananas. And one map after the other shows all of these extensive little lines that he's drawn. This is the route that I took today. This is the next route. This is the next route. And there are things written on there, both in English and it looks like in Hebrew. And of course, you've seen his dismissal and his final statement. So you're going to spend some time going over that stuff again.
Yep.
This is
There
the only
are
thing that you've opened so far.
now there are a total of 10 items.
Right.
Um,
And we've just kind of numbered them 1 through 10 for ease.
right now, does anybody want to kind of work with Agent Silver, or
Yeah.
you guys want to choose an object?
I'm not in the shower. I would say I would, but I have to wait till I get out.
All right, you'll be out in 10 minutes.
I'd like to assist with going through this stuff.
Yeah. All more
I
eyes
mean-
are better on one item, right? So
I don't want to overcrowd. I mean, if we need to spread it out a little bit, that's fine too.
We've got plenty of room. It's
Right.
If the thing's got 3 dang bathrooms, then we've got bedrooms.
It's
You
big.
know. Yeah.
Um,
So
Agent-
everybody just kind of grab a box and start inventorying it.
Agent Chemist,
Yeah.
I would like you to do a Constitution roll, but do it with a penalty dice.
Uh-oh.
how does that? It's roll twice.
Roll twice, and you're going to pick the lower score. I mean, the higher
The
score.
higher score. Yeah.
Okay.
Come the train.
48. I fail the Constitution.
Okay. You're not feeling that good. So, I mean, you've had your face ripped open. You've been drugged. I think that you want to go to bed and get some rest.
And that's
Okay.
fine.
I will do that.
Okay. All right. So, Mick, you were going to pick something, or
Yes.
What number would you like?
Well, let's work through this methodically. I will take number 2.
okay.
Is the number 11 just the shelf?
Oh,
I saw 11 numbers on that picture.
let me look. Hold on. Actually, okay, there are 11 items.
Okay.
The pads are the yellow pads are number 11.
Okay.
Well, let's go systematically through these. So, Mick, you'll take 2.
2. Yep.
Let's see. Somebody wants number 3, or what else do the rest of you want?
It's 3. Sure, I'll take 3.
I'll take number 11 once I get out of the shower.
Okay. All right. Mick. What you have is a computer printout. It's the old-fashioned dot matrix, and it's the fan-folded continuous paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a huge stack. I'd say it's very nearly 3 feet high. The paper size is about 18 inches wide by about 12 inches high. And it seems to be a list. And as you begin to peruse this list, it's systematically laid out in a certain manner. An entry, a particular entry, would look something like this. It says Caucasian, male, glove size 23 centimeters, unkempt nails, bite marks on the thumbs, wedding band tan line, but no ring for 3 years and 2 months previous, black hair on knuckles, scar on left metacarpal from carving accident in wood shop, fall semester 1994. And it goes on in extreme detail, a description of a hand, followed by its mate, left hand, right hand, and then finally a name. And then the next one is just as much detail about a pair of hands, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and there seem to be hundreds of thousands of descriptions of hands, left and right, with names on them. I would like you to do a search.
That is 12 out of 50. That's a success.
Nice.
The names are all alphabetized, and after 30 minutes perusing through this, finding just remarkable detail, and almost at this point it's almost getting bored, but it suddenly dawns on you, what about your name? And indeed, when you look up your real name, there you are. And there's a perfect description of your hand with things about like the scar underneath your middle finger knuckle. How did they know about that? How did they have these details? When were you ever examined in this manner? And I need you to do a sanity roll.
Can I just, before I do the sanity roll, ask a question? Are there any scars or so forth that I've sustained on my hands in the last 15 years, which are mentioned in that description?
No.
Okay. Sanity roll 19, which is pretty certain that's a pass. Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Did you pass?
Yes, I did. Do I still lose anything?
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
And
is would that be a helplessness, or does it not?
Yeah, a helplessness would make most sense.
Don't you have to like fail, or is it not?
Well, yeah, you didn't fail.
Is that how? I don't know.
You know. However, as you continue to peruse, the last two entries on the list. Now, I'm not saying that you went through every single person. You've perused it. The last two entries read, used to staunch puncture wound, abdomen, mortal, ruptured spleen and perforated bowels, death in 2 minutes, 19 seconds, flames. That's the end of the document.
Could I look up the name Skip Mills in
Sure.
the document?
Yeah, you look him up and there are descriptions of his hands. Although you can't confirm that, but
Agent Silver.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind if I asked you a little favor? I'm aware of protocol, and I'm not going to ask you to divulge your identity to me, but I'll quite happily turn my back while you do it. But by way of an experiment, would you care to just look up your real name in this list? And I'll turn and face the other way while he does it. I don't want to.
Sure, and I'll go ahead and I'll flip to the appropriate page.
okay. You find a perfect description of your hands. information often that there's like no way that anybody would even, that time you accidentally nicked your finger in the kitchen and you just put a Band-Aid on it, but you can see that there's a mark and it's described. Even the coloration is described. So what do you do? I think at this point you can both do a roll for a natural.
Okay.
Or rather add a, I don't know, because your unnatural should be 0.
Yeah.
You can roll for sanity, and if you, what would you roll? Why don't you roll for intelligence, and if you pass your intelligence, then you can add a percentile to your unnatural, because this is really weird.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I did not make my intelligence roll.
Okay.
I got a 33 out of.
So you can roll a 10-sided dice and add that to your unnatural knowledge.
Okay. 6.
Hey, Tom, I have a question about what you're talking about, but I know I'm not there. So do you want me to just keep my mouth shut?
Sure.
Yes, we would love it if you would keep your
I'm
mouth
sorry.
shut.
I'm sorry. You hit me with a double way. What did you say?
Are you asking him as GM?
Yeah, but it might lead to a tip that you guys might.
Why don't you private message it to me? Is it a long thing?
Okay, I'll see if I can miss.
All right.
Do I see any sort of pattern? If I'm looking at the list of names, I mean, you said they were alphabetical. Do I see any other sort of pattern? Are there addresses? Is it a certain geographic area? Or is
There's no addresses. There's no indication of where this person is located. There are dates describing when the injuries took place. Once again, some of which, how could they have possibly known this? And there are physical descriptions that you're a Caucasian male, that you're, but it seems to deal almost entirely with hands. There are a few exceptions where it might deal with some major other things, such as scar across right eye or something like that. But for the most part, 99% of it is hands.
Does it look like when they were making this list that they were looking for some sort of qualifier that would either put the person in column A or column B, or would put them under suspicion for something or remove them for suspicion of something?
Nope.
I'm looking for a filter.
It seems now that you talked about a pattern, there's kind of a pattern to the way each description is laid out. It'll start with Caucasian, female.
It starts with, race, sex, height, weight.
But,
it's kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. It goes across from left to right, and you could filter on it if you had it.
But there doesn't seem to be any kind of statements categorizing them or
is there any handwriting on the pages?
None that you can find.
What is the name of the gentleman mentioned in number 1, the maps?
Oh yeah, let me get that. Abner Leibowitz.
Abner Leibowitz.
Let's see if he's on the list.
Abner Leibowitz mentioned.
He is mentioned, yes.
And what does his entry say?
Just a description of his hands.
And this is all that the item was. There was nothing else, just this large, long dot matrix, green and white paper.
There's no title or header?
None whatsoever. And whether it is associated with something else in the room, there's no
We just
indication.
don't know. They could have
Right,
just thrown 11 random items in here. You just don't know. So, there may not, we should let the pattern, if there is a pattern between these 11 items, let's let it come to us, rather trying to shoehorn it in there.
Okay.
If Leibovitz and Skip Mills both have the name on there, then either it is Jermaine because they're both mentioned on there, or
do we want to see?
It's just so vast and broad-ranging that
Sure.
it's going to tie in with anything.
Do we want to see if the rest of our teammates are also on the list, just to kind of, for thoroughness?
Well, we've only got Belladonna here with us, but we could ask her to look herself up.
Yeah, well, Corky's on the way back. Nye will be out of the shower. Just sometime during the evening, just kind of, maybe we just for completeness. Because if there's someone missing, that's the key, or it begins to be the key.
We'll have by about now, Belladonna and Denai get out of the shower and put clothes on, dry off and put clothes on.
Phrasing.
What?
She got a towel wrapped up in her hair, like the.
No, you said they both got out of the shower. That's what I was saying. Never mind.
Well, they both got out of their respective showers.
Thank you.
That wasn't even technically a first date, sir.
All right, so Belladonna, what are you going to do now that you're back?
I just picked randomly. I said that I would take number 3. I mean, I guess.
Okay.
She'd come out. She has some clothes on. Some, I don't know, like what do you call it? Like got the yoga pants and the jogging shirt. I don't know the things. I'm not a lady. Anyway, and she got the towel wrapped up in her hair. She's just like, give me a box or a bag.
3.
Let's do this.
All right, Belladonna. You've 3 is an odd. It's in a black trash bag.
Cool.
And it's very odd shape. It's somewhat heavy. You guys have set it on kind of the dresser, and as you rip open or untie the black plastic bag and push it down to the base, this is what you find.
Oh wait. Okay, no. Let me go back to that scream from before. Is the axe in there too?
Yes.
Really? That is.
I believe this is what is called outsider art.
Outsider art. I'm like, I guess Christmas came early. Look what I unwrapped. As I picked. Now is the axe embedded in there really well?
Pretty well.
Is that like paint all over the axe handle?
You're not sure. It's something splattered on it, like paint, or it's black, whatever it is.
Black alien blood, sure. She starts to unwrap it, then she probably will have to go get a pair of gloves to put on and then come back to finish unwrapping it. And
I kind of imagine that she always wears gloves.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so she has them on, and she's like, so she said that about Christmas, and she takes out, she's like, this looks interesting. And she sets it on top of the dresser so everybody can see. Is it balanced like it is right there? So even though it sits upright,
the wooden head itself is pretty heavy. It's probably a solid chunk of wood, so it's heavy enough that it doesn't fall over.
Holds okay. Well,
does it look like it's been carved? I mean, I spend quite a lot of time in the woods.
Not very well.
Does it look like it's been carved with an axe?
No, there are cuts in it that are a little too fine for that, but whatever carver didn't do a great job. Maybe a chisel, but rather
looks more like a chisel job, doesn't it?
It's painted weird. Look, it's got Joker makeup on.
It looks like there's an initial in the axe, like the letter D. If I take a closer look at the axe head, can I make anything out?
Oh, yeah, I see it now. That's definitely
a brand.
look it up and down.
It just looks like it's part of the design itself.
So it's like a brand name or a logo or something like that.
Yeah, and you can see that there's a brand name on the handle,
Mm-hmm.
which I can't read, but it's a fairly common manufacturer.
Acme axes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to take a closer look at the stuff on the handle.
Okay.
Also, I would look underneath the head to see if there might be something written or engraved or something underneath it,
Sure.
under the neck there.
Just take like the axe handle and push it up, like look,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
all those things.
I would like you to do a luck roll. Do we have a luck roll? Yes, luck roll.
That's
Yeah,
just 50-50, right?
50-50.
All right.
Ooh, 4 out of 50.
Me or him or both?
Whoever is lifting the handle.
Okay. I got a 17. So we're both very lucky to see this head.
All right. As you lift, you can tell that the axe, although it's in there, it could probably be pulled out fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
You also notice, although it's not clear in the picture, that there does seem to be some of the black substance where the axe has hit the skull, as if it dripped out of the crack
In the head?
in the head.
Is it like a sap?
Well, you're not quite sure, but the
Same
It's not-
color, black?
it's black, yeah.
It's definitely not disturbing or anything. We could take the axe out and see if it's hollow in the inside. I don't know
Or
if
if
that's
it
a good
starts
idea or not.
dripping again.
I'm not really. I mean, I don't really think that's necessary. That's not really part of cataloging it. What we have to do is just catalog what it is.
Oh,
That's-
by the way, when you lifted it up, there's nothing under the neck. It's just
Okay.
part of the wood.
I'm not sure we should actually
Okay.
alter anything.
Do we want to move to item number 11, the one that Nye has?
Wasn't the papers?
Corky shows up by now.
Corky.
What is going on here?
Yeah,
It's
Corky, you
catalog
walked underneath.
time.
You got things staring at you from across.
Is that your handiwork, Belladonna?
Just wait and see.
Sleep with one eye open.
What's the news on your end? Did you are we in the clear? Did my contraption go off?
Yeah, I didn't get too close, but it looks like the fire department was still there when I got there. So if they've been there for over an hour, then I'd say that was a success.
That's good to know.
All right, so shall we then move on to Agent Nye?
Did you get my message, Tom?
Oh,
We can come back to it later if you want.
Okay, I'll answer you in a second.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to move on to item number 11. Okay, item number 11. Now, my little picture was just sort of thrown on there, but what you find is, I think it's number 11.
You're still presenting too, by the way, Tom.
Oh, stop. Does it look like me? There's actually hundreds of legal pads. Okay.
This is item number 11, I'm sorry.
This is item number 11. Correct? Yeah, the legal pads.
Okay.
It seems to be an attempt at writing a story. the title of which is Escaping Altamira. And it looks like it was penned sometime in the 1960s, and it was written. The name on the top of it is Ryan Whitehead, which I suppose you guys are fairly intelligent. Why don't you guys do an intelligence roll?
All of us?
Sure.
All
21.
right. 47 out of 70.
38 out of 75.
Okay.
46 out of 85.
Those of you who passed kind of recognize the name. You're pretty sure that he wrote a best-selling novel at some point way in the past. Only had the one, but it sounds vaguely familiar. These look like notes on writing another book.
Do I recognize the term or the proper noun, the proper name of Altamira?
Sounds like a Latin name.
Nothing, no occult bells ringing or anything like that?
Nothing, no.
Okay.
The question is if you want to read through it, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, I'll read through it. I mean, since we're here and we're going through this stuff,
All right.
I'll read through it.
So we'll then say that you are sitting and reading through the notes. Okay.
Do we want to give Agent Curley an item?
Yeah, he's back now.
Yep, dive in.
Sure.
Do you want to pick a number?
6.
Where is 6? Pull that up. 6 is something rather simple. It is an ammunitions box. It's empty and it's open, and there doesn't seem to be any special anything special about it. It looks like it's the markings on the outside of it are in Spanish. It looks like it's you can't quite tell the period, but definitely it's not that old. Maybe 40, 50 years old, maybe from World War II, maybe from later than that. Go ahead and do a search.
Pass 27.
It seems like it's all scratched up on the inside, but that's the only thing that you can tell. It's dented. It's definitely dented. It fell off the shelf. It was underneath the shelf, so it got partially crushed.
If I asked Agent Belladonna to look at it, would she recognize the Spanish?
That's a good question.
Yeah, except that it's not in Spanish. It's in Portuguese.
Oh, I can. Oh no, my character. Oh,
So
I can speak. I'm learning Portuguese now.
What?
Don't let the streams cross.
I can
Oops.
faithfully say that with a 5 in Spanish that I cannot read this Portuguese.
If it was Latin, I could help you.
They're
say
very
that-
similar languages, though. Isn't it?
I mean, I could try, but I just don't think I would do very well.
It would blow my mind if you got like a 2 or a 3 or a 4.
I mean, I can try. It's up. I don't know. If you don't think that's possible, Tom, then no big deal. I should be looking like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can give you that all you would find out that it was some sort of an military ammunition.
It seemed to
box
be
in
standard
Portuguese.
issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't say beware.
I thought it said like special monster ammunition or something.
It doesn't say that you know of.
No.
Probably say something like 7.62 millimeter.
Oh, something I guess none of you mentioned it, but it would have happened is when Agent Agent Corky walked in the room, he of course set down the equipment that you stole from the
Oh yes,
the warehouse.
Oh yeah,
I'd quite forgotten.
film?
Yes,
Security cameras
I
footage.
stole the hard drive thing.
yeah, that's right. We gotta do that.
Can I have a look on the TV in the room and see if it has a corresponding? I suppose it'd be an HDMI.
Like an HDMI or something like that, USB.
Yes, there are. This is a good modern hotel.
Okay, let's
So it does have that.
let's fire it up.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to take a look and see what's on the tape.
Yeah, let's have a look at this.
Okay.
Okay. What you find is mostly nothing, but you do see. You find the moment when the tree crashed through the building. About half an hour, maybe 45 minutes after the crash, you see it's not clear because it's dark. Oh, it's also about because there's a timestamp on it. Hold on just 1 second. The timestamp shows 1:05 a.m. January 3rd. Okay.
That was when the tree crashed into it.
That was the tree crashed in about 45 minutes before that.
Okay.
At about 1:05 a.m. January 3rd, you can see a sort of a dark, shadowy figure because there's very little light. You can see it approach. It's all bundled up in probably winter gear. You can see that it steps in a spot on the one side of the tree, and you see it cross the tree and go into the unit. Nothing happens until 1:30 a.m., at which point you see the same figure stumbling out over the tree and stumbling away into the darkness, obviously ill or injured.
Do we see it vomit?
No, you can't see the angle from here. The vomit was literally inside the unit. So,
okay.
Well, I think it would be reasonable to assume that was him.
Was it about half hour? Is that what it was? 1:05 to 1:30?
Yeah, 25 minutes.
So they were whoever it was, they were in there looking around. And we don't know what they found. We don't know if something found them. I wouldn't assume it was Skip Mills. It could be the owner of the storage unit or a night guard or, maybe an alarm went off and, they were called to, like you get paged or your security company calls you or something like that. But
is there any sign of any residue or anything on the inside of the ammo box?
No, just lots of little scratches. And
Yeah. I wanted to get back to those scratches. Is that like normal wear and tear are you describing, or are you saying like something was kept inside of it, scratching to get out?
I would say the latter.
I would say upon examination, the scratches seem to be going in all directions. Maybe it was something trying to get out. Maybe it was loose ammunition that just bounced around a lot and scratched it in a random sort of way. But yeah, there's definitely lots and lots of it. So
that could indicate that it's the source of what it was, or it could indicate that the lockup may previously have been used by someone who used that tin to store their old screws and nails in.
Yeah.
It's
hard to tell.
However, it does seem like an interesting.
You know the rules. Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet. All right. Do we want to? So, do we see anything on the footage after that?
Actually, almost 20 minutes after that, the power goes out and the recording stops.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant the hotel power for a second. I was like, oh shit, get spooky. But
Scared of the dark.
no, we're into the darkness.
Do we want to keep going through the items?
Yeah, let's do that. Shall we each pick another one?
Just dropped my pin on the floor. Oh. Okay.
Time I would like to do that. 'Cause I'm just curious.
I'm gonna go for box number 7.
Okay, I thought you were reading.
Well, I am, but once I'm done, if nobody takes that, then
Okay,
that's right.
it's gonna take you a
take me
few
a while.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, remember there are literally hundreds of the legal pads.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's see. I'm sorry. Who did somebody pick another item?
I wanted to do the chemistry roll. If I can do that, is that fine?
Sure. On the black stuff.
Yeah, I just want to give it a whirl.
Without a lab, about the most you can tell is that it's definitely something organic. It has a very high concentration of fluorine, which is odd.
Fluorine?
Yeah.
Okay. I would know what that is, so I can.
It's an element. Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it. Okay. Yep. All right. That's it. Without.
Yeah, the chemical would be fluoride. It's on the periodic table.
Okay, I'll look it up.
I'll take item number 4 if
What
we're
number is
grabbing
that?
boxes here.
What
Okay.
number was that for Lucas?
Mine was number 3.
He was looking at the handle with the axe.
Yeah, I went back to that.
Oh, you
That
went
is-
back to that. Okay.
Yeah, because that had that black stain over it. I'm just really curious what it is, but yeah, I'm like, can't tell exactly what this is. Maybe chemist will have some things in his bag, or we can get it to a lab at some point.
All right. I'm sorry, Silver. You said you were going to go for number 4.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to take them in order here.
Pull that up and look. Now, number 4 is also in a plastic bag. When you open it up, it's heavy, and it turns out to be a wooden box. But let me describe this. It's about the size of a basketball, and it is not a regular box. It is a 9-sided polyhedron of exquisitely polished wood. It reminds you of like a Chinese puzzle box.
Mm-hmm.
It's of the finest craftsmanship. There are different kinds of wood. Oh, here, let me show you. Sorry.
This is number 4.
Number 4.
Yep.
And
Interesting.
you don't find any doors, hinges, or anything, which reinforces the idea of it being some sort of a puzzle box. What do you want to do with it?
I want to actually start working my way in a methodical manner around the sides, the edges, the corners, gently pushing, trying to kind of run my hand across it, see if I can find any type of indentations or anything of that nature. I really want to take my time and see if I can find the way to get into that.
Go ahead and do a, let's see. First of all, do an alertness roll.
9.
Okay. At first, you turn the box. You have it setting on the table. You're turning it and looking for some sort of a seam, some sort of an indication that there's something that can be moved.
Even pressure sensitive or something like that. Yeah.
But you don't find anything at first. Ultimately, you pick the box up and you start turning it. And as you turn it, you begin to notice there is a very slight sort of doink, like there's something that's released or tripped when you hold the box in a certain position.
Okay.
Go ahead and do a luck roll.
Okay. Oh, 50-50.
Whoa.
24.
Okay. You realize that there is a pattern to this sort of doing sound. It's a very dull sort of doing sound, but when you begin to realize that there's definitely a pattern to it, and once you sort of figure out the pattern and you do it, you hear a click and the box separates into 2 pieces. One side has five pieces on it and the other has 4. Inside of it is another wooden box that looks pretty much identical, but it's a little smaller.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of cut to the chase and start, turning it and try. I'm going to keep listening for the doink, as you call it, right?
Okay.
The sound pattern, and see if it replicates itself. Like it's almost like a Russian nesting doll, where it gets bigger, smaller, smaller, smaller. Maybe a different pattern, but my assumption here is that each one, they open the same, if that makes sense.
Well,
A nest of neohedrons.
You find that in this case, there are 2 sounds. And one of them is a slightly higher pitched dink, along with the donk. And you begin to realize that there's a more complex mathematical sort of trick to it. But go ahead and do a luck roll.
Okay.
How'd you do?
Oh, no, not this time. 69.
Well, in this case, it's a little more difficult. So it's going to take you about half an hour. But after half an hour, you realize what the math is involved, and you crack open the second one. And sure enough, there is a third one inside. Will you continue?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's taking you some time. What does somebody else want to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll carry on doing it methodically as well and go and have a look at number 5.
Number 5 is a violin with a bow. Do I have a picture of it? Let me look. I do. Oh, I should have. All right. So you find a violin. Looks very old, but the strings are all intact.
If I look through the holes and hold it up to the light, can I see a maker's name inside?
You cannot.
Okay.
It's been obscured, or it's just a little too dark in there.
Is it in tune?
Do you know how to tune a violin? Or
my dog has fleas. Yeah.
Yes, I know whether something's in tune or not. I think that's a.
Well, are you going to try to play it?
I can't play the violin. I know if something's in tune, but I'm not a musician.
Okay, so you're going to plunk the strings?
Yes.
I need to know. Now it's important to know.
Oh.
Where you are in proximity to everyone else. Let's say, I know. Okay, I already know the answer to this. So you begin to plunk on the strings, and there is no sound whatsoever. There's not even a dull plunk sound. It's almost as if something is keeping the sound from occurring. You plunk a few of the strings, you plunk them really hard to see if you can make a noise with it. And from the other room, Agent Chemist says, "Will you stop making noise in there? I'm trying to sleep."
I didn't think we were being that loud.
Can I look at the strings?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gut or
They seem to be gut. Yes, cat gut.
Okay. And the bow is hair.
Yes, horsehair.
That's rather strange. I'm just gonna twang one of the strings again, just
Okay.
once.
Quiet! Be quiet!
Can anyone else hear anything then?
I'm assuming not. We've never told, but I go check on him or something.
Okay.
I'm worried now.
Where is Chemist? Why isn't he out here helping us?
I'm sure he's. I don't know.
That's right. You weren't there.
I guess we know. Would he have told us maybe that he wasn't feeling good, or just that he was exhausted, or
Yeah.
I mean, it was obvious.
Yeah, he told us.
All right. He wasn't feeling very well, especially after what happened earlier. I'll go check on him.
All right.
I was probably moving to get like the next item, so set it down and go.
Agent Belladonna, when you walk into the other room, and you can see that he's actually plugged his ears.
The bells.
If there is a moment when Agent Corky plucks the strings and you're in the room with Agent Chemist, you can also hear something, and it's sharp and it's almost painful, but it's a sound like a musical note that hits you right in the ears.
Oh, cabron.
Not in the same room.
I pick it up like, pluck that string again. A couple of them.
I shall do just that.
Definitely, you can hear it when you're away from it.
I see like my hand. I'm like, I can hear it over here.
Here's an experiment. I'm going to go into the room with Chemist and Belladonna and pluck one of the strings again.
So you're going to go into the room where she is?
Yes.
Where me and Chemist are, yeah.
Whoever is farthest away from the violin back in the living room, perhaps it's Agent Nye who's busy reading. Now you hear the notes, but to the degree of distance you are away from the note, the louder it seems to be. And at this point, I think you should all do a sanity roll because it's really weird, and this is unnatural.
He's unnatural, but we've established that the sound wasn't being dampened by something in one of the other parcels.
Do I need to make a sanity roll too then?
Yeah, now that you know what's going on.
All right. 35 out of 41. And I am,
86 out of 60. I have failed there.
I failed mine as well.
Just
It's
as
just
a fail.
it's a 0 if you pass, and it's a 1 if you don't.
I failed.
I mean, off the subject, but kind of on the subject. While I'm here, I want to do like a little checkup on Chemist as well, since he's awake, and just
Okay.
as a side note. Haha, side note.
Helplessness, is that one?
Yeah, or unnatural, whatever.
Or
Yeah.
is unnatural? Okay.
All right.
Unnatural. What?
That's kind of strange.
Does the unnatural go up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, actually, I'm sorry. I was talking about sanity.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Oh. I forget how this works. Yeah, if you failed, this is helplessness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to clarify, unnatural, you don't need to tick a box.
I don't see a box to tick.
That's what I mean. For unnatural, there's no box to tick that you don't.
Yeah.
The boxes are only meant for violence or helplessness.
So unnatural, you never get used to it.
Right. Exactly.
All right. It's now approaching, we'll say 10 o'clock at night. Do you want to continue?
Well, we've been going for almost 24 hours, right? You know, we all met each other at 11:30 on the
true.
previous night.
That's
So
true.
unless Belladonna's got some speed in her medicine bag, we're probably going to start dropping here soon.
Well, I do, but I'm not going to prescribe it for this.
for medicinal purposes only, emergency purposes only.
Yeah.
Have you not got any Delta Green issue medicinal? That would work.
If we think it's
Delta Green,
important to stay
Delta Green
awake,
approved.
it's actually not a bad idea. You do have some amphetamines?
well, I spoke that in character, but I would ask Tom if I would. But I mean, it's a full-out medical bag.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure that you would have everything that you would need to.
It says
Well,
it does say narcotics. It says medications,
no,
narcotics.
medicinal isn't a stimulant. It's a wakefulness enhancer.
You are not a doctor going on a house call. You are a Delta Green doctor. You've
Okay.
probably got all sorts of interesting things in your medical bag.
Scopolamine, the usual.
So
It would be good for us to, in the morning, once we get rest, maybe to have a bit of amphetamines that might help out.
A little pick me up.
I mean, if you don't think standard coffee will do it, then sure, I'm sure we can work that out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna crash on the couch or the nearest bed or whatever. I'm just gonna get some rest.
I want to check on Chemist first, and then I would like to take the bedroom next to him just in case he needs me in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I agree.
Okay.
That blasted instrument away too.
So did we all hear it when Corky went into the other room?
Yes.
Or
The only person that didn't hear anything anytime was Corky.
Because he actually was holding the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And you could determine that the farther away you were from the item,
The louder it
it
was.
seemed.
Right.
I wonder
So
if-
it's inversely proportional to the distance.
Wonder if people all around the area heard it, or in the hotel heard it, in other rooms or floors.
That's a good question. You might be lucky that the hotel is mostly empty.
Oh, okay. That's enough weird for the day, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
enough weird for the rest of my life, but finish my checkup and go to sleep for
Yeah.
me.
Okay, well, before you go to sleep, let me give you a little bit of info. Specifically, Agent Nye, what just from beginning this supposed story, it would seem that Mr. Whitehead was, after his initial fame of writing a bestseller, he was hired by a what would you call it, a tabloid. They didn't really have tabloids back then, but a tabloid like a yellow press, whatever, to travel and write articles for their magazine. And this represents, at least in part, a story that he was working on, which I'll have you read later. But you haven't really done any research on this particular person, so you can leave that for tomorrow. You're all very tired. Agent Silver.
Yes.
You have gotten through 4 boxes, and they continue to have boxes inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's something right on the edge of your knowledge, something familiar, something that might have something to do with the occult. As far as the formulas seem to build on each other and blend as you go.
It's
And
not something simple like the Fibonacci sequence or
no,
something like that.
It's something more complex,
more
but
hermetic.
something that it seems to ring a bell. Something that maybe you read once in a book at the university or something from your studies.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll leave that until the morning. You'll think about it tonight.
Okay.
All right. So can we assume then that you all go to bed? Is that what you want to do?
I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Is Chemist all right?
He's sleeping soundly at this point.
Alrighty.
I was just waiting for Agent Curly to say that he's going to go off to a jazz club tonight and spend out the whole evening dancing. What he always does.
So
During the jazz
Agent
club.
Curly's real name is Elmer.
No,
All right.
even this day has tired me out.
So I would like you all to do Constitution rolls,
Uh-oh.
and whoever gets the highest will be the first person to wake up in the morning.
Like the lowest, you mean? Like the best?
The
Or?
lowest, the best score.
44.
47.
44.
Well, I got 11.
I got a.
Ooh.
That's
11's
I'm
a
an old
critical.
man. I got a 94.
Oh, that's a critical success. So
Okay. Did anybody get better than Agent Chemist?
and I got a 70 out of 60, so I failed as well.
All right. Agent Chemist, you are the first person to wake up in the morning.
yeah.
You get up and you walk into the main room, and the first thing you see on the edge of the counter where the little kitchenette is the statue, the face with the axe buried in its head.
Should have
And
that away.
it actually makes you jump because you're like, what the fuck is that?
Oh!
I would like you to do a sanity check.
I fail.
Oh shit!
Okay. I want you to do 1d4.
Oh,
Dang. Somebody's going to be reaching breaking point.
I mean, it was scary, but it was what?
I got a 2.
Okay, you take 2
That's
seconds. Okay, but you also yelp, which wakes everybody else up.
Okay. Still above the breaking.
What time?
It's only about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, this meals.
Yeah, still above the breaking point.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it shook me, but yeah, I'm okay, I guess.
Should have put that accursed thing away. Let me see your face. Hold on a second.
I think we should make Corey talk out of one side of his mouth since
You need to not holler like that. You're going to rip the stitching, and we're going to have to start all over again. Let's get some fresh bandages on you. And then we can blend you up a nice breakfast.
some Ensure.
Well, how is Agent Chemist looking this morning?
Yeah.
Kind of haggard. He hasn't had a shower yet. His hair is messed up. His face is swollen on one side.
Yeah.
He seems irritable.
I mean, that makes sense. You have some of your face ripped off.
He doesn't have gills or the Innsmouth look or anything unusual.
You're not supposed to ask about that part.
I know.
He has an extra large tentacle.
You weren't supposed to say that.
But just one, right? Okay, that's fine.
Just one, yeah.
It's in the front and low down. Yeah.
Agent Belladonna, do you think that you should take maybe take his temperature, see if he's having some sort of fever? I mean, I do see the swelling, so
right.
Maybe
some antibiotics.
It was good of last night, but yeah, he's due for some more meds, and I assume when I said checkup, I'm doing the standard, blood pressure, temperature, the whole hands on the neck, feeling for the swelling, looking down the throat with the stethoscope or whatever, not the stethoscope, that too, but
his blood pressure is high. His face hurts, obviously. There's some nasty swelling. But other than that, it doesn't look, just after a few hours, it doesn't look any different than you'd think. It's red and puffy.
Just what, right here, in the face area?
Right.
Okay. So I'll administer some antibiotics for sure. Pain meds if he needs any. Nothing probably as crazy as last night when it first happened, because we kind of need him to be on his feet now.
Right.
But something to keep him awake, kind of that combination. And I was telling him, if you feel any signs, anything different, your hearing, your vision, your sense of taste or smell, anything changes, you let me know right away. All right?
Oh, yeah. I guess.
Oh, we're getting the echo. We're getting severe echo.
Yeah, everybody's echoing, I guess.
No, we're not.
Good.
It might be Lucas.
It could be me.
Lucas? Nope. Okay, it's gone. Who was it who had unwrapped the head? Was that
me?
Lucas? Okay.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
did somebody move it? Because it's not where you were working, where you had set it.
I left it on the dresser, I thought.
It's definitely moved across the room. It's on the kitchenette counter.
I want to scream. My character doesn't, but now I do.
Somebody's been sleep decorating.
So I'm I left it. That should not have scared you, chemist. I left it on the dresser last night. Who put it over here? And if you did you wear gloves? Because that's important. Silver, did you move it over here?
Didn't touch it.
Oh. Anyone? Nye? Okay.
What do you want to do? Do you want to leave it where it is now?
Well, I don't want to touch it anymore. As I'm like, does anybody understand the implications of what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead, Nye.
No, I was saying maybe we should just put it right back in the box
Yeah.
It was just in a bag.
or in the
It's
bag.
only one of those garbage bags.
Let's put it in the bag and then put it in the box and then put something heavy on the box.
That is very strange. No one, chemist, you didn't get up in the middle of the night?
No,
Take a lead?
I don't think so.
No one's aware of doing it? No one's sleep. Does anyone have a history of sleepwalking
No.
that they know of?
Did anybody
No.
put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door? Maybe it was housekeeping.
They dusted it and then moved it.
Is the door still locked from the inside, bolted and all that?
Yes.
Well, I'm officially creeped out again.
Did
Get away
somebody
to start the
want
morning.
to? Did somebody want to move it? Did you say?
If so, I have some gloves, but I don't really feel like touching it again.
No answer.
I'm
You're all
not
creeped out.
touching
You're just
it.
staring at the damn thing.
I'm not touching that thing.
Let's get Mikey.
Yeah, chemist, why don't you
Let's go have some breakfast and see if we come back and it's moved again.
I agree with that plan.
Okay.
Did you get to the end of those boxes last night? Silver?
Oh, I went to sleep.
Oh, you didn't finish opening. I got
No, we've
sidetracked
still
with
got
the
a couple of
violin.
boxes to go.
Silent violin. What's the point of that?
So, are you going to go downstairs and go to breakfast?
I agree with the plan. Like, if we're all gonna go, let's go get some grub. See if we hear anything new, any new news. Like, I probably wouldn't see anything on the news, right? There's no. Well,
There's no news. There's no cable right now. It's all out.
okay.
There's no news crews driving around or anything like that. There are in places in the city.
The only news is whatever they're talking about at
Like
breakfast.
Like word of mouth. Yeah, we can listen for that. Get some breakfast, come back up, and then decide if we need to go back to the ground zero or catalog or do both.
Right.
I have a weird question. Agent Belladonna, what do you look like? Meaning, well, would you consider yourself an attractive woman?
In my head, yes.
Isn't that a charisma?
You know, and like her charisma is a 10. It's something we're going off of, but I would say, and she's around 40 years old. She's Latino and Caucasian. I mean, I would think she's a good-looking woman, at least handsome, if not beautiful.
10 would be 50, so that would be like average, I guess, if you went by the stats.
Yeah. I mean, she's like I said, she's small framed and athletic, and seen a lot
How
of.
how are you dressed this morning?
Hmm?
Dressed this morning.
How?
How do you
Scrubs?
want her dressed? Where are we
I
going
don't know.
here?
She probably has like jogging clothes on, like when she went to bed last night. Probably like just the wear around stuff.
So what I'm getting at is I'm curious to see what was Agent Chemist's reaction to having Agent Belladonna examine him again this morning. Does he seem flustered?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Just irritated.
Okay.
Oh, you're trying. I know what you're doing.
You
Yeah.
guys can
I'm
all.
lost.
I did forget this, but you guys can all return at least 1 point of sanity after sleeping through the night.
Oh, thank God.
Although
I'm right there on the cusp.
Although we choose it again after seeing the head as well.
Where's my razor? Oh no.
So you go downstairs and you have breakfast. and it's kind of limited what they've got. But it's basically eggs and sausage. And then afterwards, you go back upstairs. And the statue is not in the same spot that it was when you left.
I moved again?
Yes.
Where's it now?
It's on a chair sitting over in the corner of the room.
And we all went downstairs. Agent Chemist didn't stay behind, right? Because of his facial injuries?
No, you all went downstairs. He's patched up. Now, I should point out that considering the disaster, there are other people that are patched up too. I mean, there were accidents. So seeing somebody with an accident that hasn't had an accident is not that unusual right now.
Okay.
However, there is something very, very strange about the statue's placement on the chair. It almost seems to be looking out the window.
Okay. If we follow its line of sight, where are we looking?
Just out into the sky.
Now, is there any way we can put it back in the box, or did we put it in the box and it?
Yeah, I thought we put it in the bag. You know,
No,
didn't
you got none of you would touch it.
No one wanted to touch it. Now, I believe we must do something with it.
Well, why don't we do this? Do we have any recording equipment? Video recording equipment?
No.
Can we get our hands on some video recording
Only if
equipment?
you want to leave your phone behind, like your phone can take video.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of like maybe having it set up on like a maybe a tricorder or something like that, and
A tripod?
oh, a tripod. That's
I don't think that
Sure,
your
set up
phones
your
are-
tricorder, Bones.
I don't think that your burner phones are smartphones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're just like both these sort of
Well-
old-fashioned flip phones.
So we have the new problem. Plus, we have to finish cataloging. Plus, we need to look for something that's out there in the snow. Are these all the things that are on our agenda?
Yeah.
Shit.
Why don't we just put a garbage bag over
Over it.
it, yeah, and just see if
Or
it's
just
still
put a garbage bag over it and tie up the end of the bag and, you know.
Let's do it.
You're going to suffocate it.
All right. So who is
I'm
going to
willing
try
to
to
take that
put,
chance.
who is going to try to put the bag over the?
I'm not
It's
getting
just a
near.
bag over a bit of,
Not
bit
it.
of wood. Bit of wood and an axe. Look, I'm not
Fine.
afraid of an axe, mate.
I'll do it.
All right. Agent Belladonna, you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you
I would like you to roll a
Great.
dexterity roll.
I changed my mind.
You can't change your mind after I said
No,
dexterity.
you've taken your finger off the piece.
It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind.
All right.
Accepting Call of Cthulhu when you're asked to make a dexterity roll.
A dex roll then? Straight up?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Quick reflexes. Come on, baby.
Never trust a dexterity roll.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say I rolled an 87, which is not a passing roll. But it was not an 88.
As you attempt to put the bag over it, you realize that it's pretty delicately balanced, and it starts to roll. Do a luck roll.
Okay. I got a 66.
Ooh, critical fail.
Oh,
It's the axe that comes out and chops my head off. I don't.
Hits the ground, and the axe falls out.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
The axe falls to the ground, and it just lays there. The head continues to roll around the room, and it starts to roll back behind the bed. Wait, no, you're in the living room. It rolls back behind the counter in the kitchen, and you can hear it rolling.
And we're all watching this happen,
Are
right?
you freaking
Right.
kidding me?
Like, is it unnaturally rolling? Like it rolled way too far?
Well, yeah, and it
It's
sounds
like
like
under its own power.
it sounds like it's still rolling.
Oh shit. Okay.
For a moment, it's out of your sight because it's in the kitchenette.
So I
And
realized.
a moment later, it literally rolls up the wall to the ceiling. And I'd like y'all to do a sanity roll on that.
Yeah,
one.
you think?
I'm starting to realize why there was an axe embedded in.
I don't want to roll another sanity roll.
I'm gonna give back that point you gave us back, Tom.
I made my sanity roll.
54 out of 56. I've just clung on to my sanity.
I got an 05.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're either
I
going to
got
do
a 77.
Oh,
critical.
critical.
I'm still just going to say a 1 or a 2 sanity loss.
I'm at my breaking point then.
Okay. So
Oh,
you kind of got the shivers. But remember, you guys are almost expecting to see weird stuff. So,
Yep.
for a moment, the head stops when it gets into the corner of the ceiling, and then it turns its face outwards, and it starts to roll across the ceiling
Uh-oh.
towards the window.
Who's got their sidearm?
I holler, close that window.
Well, it's not open. It's freezing cold outside.
Oh, okay.
I'm grabbing the axe.
Most I'll like, if it's at my feet, if you look like you're going for it, I'll pick it up and I'll like toss it to you. Is that like teamwork style? Does that work?
Yeah, you can do that.
Unless I have to make a luck roll, that I don't want to do that.
No, you don't have to.
That's a joke. Okay.
You can pick up an axe without doing a luck roll. And I think that you can toss it 5 feet to somebody without chopping their head off.
And
Okay.
the hotel windows usually, at least in America this day and age, are always sealed anyway, so you can't open them because they don't want
Right.
jumpers.
Well, there's also a ridge. The window doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. There's about a foot that drops down before the window.
The lintel.
The head is now rolling back and forth in front of the window, and you definitely get the feeling that the damn thing wants to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I'm going to hit it with the axe.
I'm going for my gun.
Okay, Agent Corky,
I would not recommend shooting, but
go ahead and
I agree, but I don't know if. Yeah. Okay.
make an attempt to hit it.
My melee weapons skill is not that great.
so of course you're the one that picked up the axe.
Oh! 22.
All right.
22 out of 30.
Okay.
Critical.
Oh, it is a critical, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
In which case, I will say that you jump up and whack it with the axe, and the axe sticks. And when the axe sticks, the whole thing starts to fall to the ground. Now you can catch it, or you can let it hit the ground, in which case the axe might fall out again.
I guess I'm going to have to catch it.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I could try and catch this.
You're
thing.
not close enough to do that at this point.
Catch
All
it
right.
with your face.
Do a dexterity roll to see if you can catch the damn thing.
Oh, bugger.
Do it, Corky.
65. 29.
Nice.
Dang.
That's a yes.
It literally drops right into your hands, and it's not particularly heavy, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything as long as the axe is jammed into it.
Someone get a garbage bag quickly.
Right. Yeah. I will.
Maybe
I'll go get the bag that it was in.
we should put it back in the bag.
Yep.
Okay. I will say that with you guys working together, you managed to get it back into the bag and seal up the bag.
Perfect.
And you put a sign on it that says "fucking head."
Creepy little bastard.
All right.
So even with the accident, it's managed to move around, but it wasn't doing that before. Maybe it needs to be able to see.
Yeah, maybe I wondered if maybe it was something to do with light or something.
Light,
Or
yeah.
maybe something to do with daylight, because we brought it back at night and we opened it at night.
But it also moved around at night.
And
Now it's moving around during the day.
I couldn't get much off it, but the axe has fluorine all over it.
What is fluorine? Not fluoride, but fluorine.
Fluoride's a derivative of it, but...
Oh, is it?
Go ahead, chemist. Sorry. It's your area.
Yeah. Fluoride is... Yeah, it's...
No, fluorine.
Fluorine.
Fluorine is an element.
It's an element.
And I take this Google link and I
it is it kind of has a really toxic yellow gas. It's like yellow toxic gas.
It's a highly reactive element.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's only fluorine. I'm saying that it's got a large proportion of fluorine, which is unusual for anything.
Right.
You said
but it's organic.
I have a little chemistry set. A portable one. I will see if I can, do a couple of tests.
As I said, you would need a major lab in order to do the kind of test you're talking about.
Oh,
you can tell that it's organic. You can tell that it's got a large measure of fluorine in it, but other than that, you don't have enough equipment to test.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
now that we've
guys,
do we want to continue?
What do we do?
I'm gonna go have a shower.
It's probably a good idea. You need to. I'm not sure in real life how this would be. Probably like maybe some kind of saran wrapping or some kind of wrap to keep or maybe you keep this part of your face out of the shower.
Well,
you don't need any soap in there right now.
You would have like when you have like waterproof kind of.
Yeah, you would have like waterproof bandaging.
Here's what you're gonna do: you put a plastic bag over your head.
There you go. One of those dry cleaning bags.
No, just kidding. Don't do that. Anyway, but yes, whatever I would have it to make it better. But just here's the directions: don't do this and do that, and go get clean.
Or you have like saran wrap. What you can do is you could just wrap that just underneath my nose so I can at least breathe, and then.
Yeah, you probably just have some kind of like a small patch or something that could kind of like just wrap around and protect it.
Yeah,
that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Just try to avoid direct contact with the hot water anyway, because the hot water will still irritate it.
Yeah.
So you've all eaten. You're back in your room.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do now?
Do we want to discuss the possibility of some folks staying here and continuing to catalog? And then the other half of the team maybe go look for whatever escaped from Skip Mill's house to see if you can pick up the trail. The only thing that I would caution against is the fire department might still be there, arson investigators, things, people who would be asking questions that we really don't want to answer. But then again, we are FEMA observers. So my assumption here is they might let us just kind of come and go as we please, as long as we flash the name tags or the badges or whatever.
I like the splitting of the party. I mean, splitting the team. I'll go.
I'm actually against it because that's our primary mission is to catalog this stuff. So the sooner we get it done, but that's just my opinion. I won't stop anybody.
What about whatever that is that's out there? When do we go after that? We can't just leave it.
I'm just sticking to the primary mission at this point.
I'm fine with that. I mean, we've still got other items to go. Maybe
There's only, 4, 5, 6 items to go?
Well, I mean, once we've done that, then we would have secured the contents, taken the inventory, and we've located Mills.
which is pretty much all three of our directives.
Yeah, that leaves us free to then go and see if the other thing is anything that we need to take care of.
I suppose, but it could be out there hurting other people.
But we haven't heard of that yet. And my assumption here is that if there was something like that going on, we would have heard the scuttlebutt around the breakfast bar.
Would we, though? I mean, how many of the local police and emergency people are going to be at our hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's
I mean,
also the possibility.
Would be a good idea to make sure that that what we did last night actually worked. Or at least get a bit of information on what's going on. If they said, oh, well, we found, we were able to stop the fire and some of this stuff was preserved on the scene, then we have another problem. Otherwise, I would like to see that our actions were actually worth doing.
Like I said, you're a FEMA observer. That kind of gets you carte blanche to kind of come and go as you please, right? We have vehicles. We have 2 vehicles.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to split the group down the middle, but if 1 or 2 want to just kind of go reconnoiter, skip Mill's house, a quick onesie twosie, and then circle back quickly, I don't see anything wrong with that. The other 4 of us can continue cataloging and inventorying.
Nye, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Unless someone else rather go. Chemist seems fine for now. But
Yeah.
Well,
I'll-
if something happens, if he gets, in a worse way, we can, we have phones. We can give you a call and have you come back quickly.
well then, if you want to, Nye, I just need to get dressed and grab my piece, and I'm good.
All right.
Okay, so you guys are going to go check out the neighborhood?
Yeah.
See what,
I think maybe this is out of character, but it's really bothering her. I mean, she's the person that doesn't want people to get hurt, and I have a way. Maybe she'll just say it out loud, or as they're getting ready, she's like, I just have a strange feeling. Remember the cop car we saw last night?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Well-
far from that scene. What if that police officer ran afoul?
Wait. 1 second. Or I guess so if I'm out of the shower or not.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, you're out of the shower.
I said, wait. No, I remember there was a cop yesterday. He was saying that he wanted kind of to do an investigation in the area. Maybe he was doing that investigation in that area.
Oh.
Could be possible, but we won't know anything unless we
No,
investigate it ourselves.
I know, but I'm just saying there was a cop. I talked to him yesterday, so
True.
All right.
Are
So
you
the
saying
2
that
of
you
you
wanna
are going
come
to go
along,
out
or-
looking,
Okay.
see what you can find. And the rest of you, are you going to continue going through the items?
Yeah, if there are 4 of us left, then we could do one each of the remaining items. Although
Well, Agent Silver hasn't finished.
Silver still has to finish the box, doesn't he? Yes.
Yeah, I can continue on the box now that I've had my coffee and I can
And
focus
some
a
of
little
these
bit
other-
more now that
Amphetamines.
my head's a bit clearer.
Right.
Some of these others might be more long-term ones as well.
Have I
Agent-
figured out that pattern yet?
Agent Silver. It's you're sitting with your coffee, and you're sipping it, and you're working on the next level, and you begin to realize that it's a very familiar sort of something that you were fascinated with in your youth, a formula that has something to do maybe with witchcraft, something that you read about at the Miskatonic University once. You solve the 5th level, and the 6th, and the 7th, and the 8th. And you've got one final box. It's small, like this. And it's the 9th box. And there are 9 sides. And I would like you to do an intelligence roll.
Okay. I have an intelligence of 75, and I made it 21.
Okay. What's your occult look like? How high are you in occult?
40.
Why don't you do an occult roll? But do it with a bonus dice.
All right.
Yeah.
25.
Nice.
There's something in your studies of metaphysics and the occult that you seem to recall there was a theory of mathematics really early on, but having to do with almost with quantum physics. And there were rumors that there was a witch during the Salem witch trials who was imprisoned, but who made certain signs and shapes in blood on the walls of her cell, and she vanished. She managed to move out of the cell without damaging the cell at all. And you're pretty sure her name was Keziah Mason. And you remember reading about these theories and how they were so advanced, even mathematically for the modern day, for like the 1920s, that you had been fascinated. And this whole thing seems to be based on those formulas. So solving the last box should be fairly easy. If your theory is correct, you should be able to manipulate it in a certain way and cause this thing to represent the pattern that was described in the books that you've read. So is that what you do to open up the last box?
Sure, I'll give it a whirl.
Okay. You spin it, you twirl it, you move it over, you twist it, and all of a sudden, there is a loud and Agent Silver is gone, and the box is gone.
Wonderful.
Get wrecked. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And the room smells of ozone.
Oh. Cliffhanger?
And that's where we're going to leave
That's
it.
a perfect cliffhanger. Awesome.
Go Keziah.
Oh no.
I haven't heard of that name before, but that doesn't mean anything.
What was that? What was the story with the room? What was that called? I know it.
It's Dreams in the Witch House.
Yes.
It's a fascinating story by Lovecraft.
That's a good one, Bill.
Alrighty.
All right. Our players included Lucas Glasshauer, Corey Heisted, Bill Mize, Mick Swan, Jeff Wilkins, and Wayne Worthy, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. Our musical intro, Digital Bark, was composed by Kevin MacLeod and is used royalty-free under a Creative Commons Attribution license. We're currently producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. Patrons of our show can now enjoy recordings of our pre- and post-game conversations, if we have any, some of which are the funniest and most interesting stuff that we ever say. We have a new patron, Ken Trench, who has pledged $3 a month. Thanks, Ken. You're awesome.
Thanks, Ken.
If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month will help us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We love hearing from you. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all of the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.